those of us that know the Lord, the joy that we will have. And I can picture my dad so free, so full of life and joy like never before. And it makes me long to be there too. I can only imagine what it will be like to be there by your side. I can only imagine what my eyes will see when your face is before me. I can only imagine. I can only imagine. Surrounded by your glory, what will my heart feel? Will I dance for you, Jesus? Or in awe of you be still? Will I stand in your presence? Or to my knees will I fall? Will I sing hallelujah? Will I be able to speak it all? I can only imagine. I can only imagine. I can only imagine when that day comes and I find myself standing in the sun. I can only imagine when all I will do is forever worship you. I can only imagine. I can only imagine. Surrounded by your glory, what will my heart feel? Will I dance for you, Jesus? Or in awe of you be still? Will I stand in your presence? Or to my knees will I fall? Will I sing hallelujah? Will I be able to speak it all? Surrounded by your glory, what will my heart feel? Will I dance for you, Jesus? Or in awe of you be still? Will I stand in your presence? Or to my knees will I fall? Will I sing hallelujah? Will I be able to speak it all? I can only imagine. I can only imagine. I can only imagine. I can only imagine.
Praise the Lord. Thank you. At this time, we're going to have a couple of tributes. One from Stan Salapka, pastor and friend, longtime friend of Roscoe and Betty, and he'll be followed by Orville Dean to share some of their remembrances. Stan?
It was the day after Labor Day, first day of school. This rascal. Gonna bite me? Anyhow, it was the first day of school, and I walked in, and that's the first time I met Roscoe Bell. And that was over 75 years ago. Now, I gotta tell you something. I'd like to go into detail, but I can't. They told me I can have all the time I want, as long as I'm done in 5 minutes. But I can tell you story after story. I was known as one of the McClary hoodlums. And then here came Roscoe. Perfect gentleman in every respect. Never did anything wrong. He was the first guy to help the teacher if there was something extra need to be done. He was the guy that came in with his homework all done. He was the one that came in with the special assignment all done early. Listen, this guy was so perfect, he was even polite to the girls. Now, man, I couldn't understand that. I thought they were some strange creatures from outer space. But anyhow, that was my introduction to Roscoe. And you know, just shortly after he graduated from grade school, he moved to Los Angeles area to the Free Methodist School, LAPC, and I lost track of him. Never saw him again for over 50 years. We moved to Chihuahua, and I heard that Roscoe and Betty were living in the area. I walked into this church that first Sunday morning. Right over here in about the 3rd or 4th row, here was Roscoe Bell, standing, talking with somebody. He was out in the aisle talking to someone, seated in the pew. I walked up to Roscoe very rudely, pushed him on the shoulder. Could you get out of the road? I want to get in and sit down before the service starts. He turned around with a startled look on his face, and then I gave him a big smile, introduced myself. That was over almost 20 years ago. And I could tell you story after story of a reunion time and the times we had with Roscoe. You know, I came to find out we had mutual friends in Oroville, California, just starting a Free Methodist church. We worked with them. Here Roscoe had known them from LAPC. You know, hey, so many, many things, so many stories. I'm glad to share with you after on some of these, but you know, Roscoe and friends of mine that I went to school with, he went into the ministry of the Free Methodist Church. You know who his superintendent was? Roscoe Bell. That first church that he served down in Richland, hey, I had the privilege of being there at a later time. I mean, it goes on and on as I met Stan and Ronnie, other members of the family down through these years. But you know, oh, I'd like to share with you, but I can't. Roscoe, as he retired from the Air Force as Lieutenant Colonel, every now and then I'd like to, when I meet Roscoe, I'd snap to attention with a brisk salute. And I'd say, Private Stan, reporting for duty. Colonel Bell, sir. He'd get that little smile on his face. And he'd say, at ease. But you know, it was just a short time after that Colonel Bell was promoted.